Ex-Marine Terrell Copeland claims he was taken against his will by extraterrestrials in 2007.
It was very terrifying. I remember I fell asleep on my couch and I woke up to someone trying to get him in my front door. Like the doorknob was jiggling. And I went to get up. I couldn't move. I'm like, okay, I'm starting to panic because there's somebody trying to open my door and I can't move.
Stuck in a terrifying limbo and longing for his 9mm, Terrell hears an otherworldly voice.
It's okay, don't be afraid.
The voice was in the room. It was as if like there was a person there, but you couldn't see him. The voice said, it's okay. We don't mean you any harm. You don't need your firearm. I had so many emotions and thoughts running through my head at one time. You know, am I about to get taken? What's happening?
Don't be afraid.
Terrell's terrifying paralysis isn't unique to his story. It's a reoccurring theme in many alien abduction accounts, including one of the most well-known, the case of Betty and Barney Hill.
Their story was one of the first well-documented UFO abductions and really cemented a lot of the features that would appear again in later abduction accounts. Betty and Barney Hill's story begins when they were driving home from a trip to Quebec and they were heading back to New Hampshire.
It was then Betty and Barney noticed something in the sky above, a luminous flying object, unlike anything they had ever seen. Barney stopped the car and grabbed his binoculars to get a better look. In a 1961 radio interview, Barney was able to describe in vivid detail what happened next.
With the binoculars, I could see what I thought was approximately 9 to 11 men looking down through this series of windows toward me. I was quite alarmed, and I made a hasty retreat to the car, screaming to the wife that they had seen me, they had seen us. The thing that has continued to be an enigma, a puzzle to me, is that I said, my God, they're going to capture us.
But before that happened, they suddenly became frozen, unable to move. Just like Terrell.
Only thing I could move was my eyes. And I'm like, okay. I know I'm not dreaming because I can feel myself sitting on my couch. I feel the air conditioning. I'm awake, I'm aware.
This can be a very profoundly anxious moment where you're trapped and you're unable to make your body move the way that you should be able to. Instead, you're stuck there and you might feel like there's an ominous presence around you.
There's a lot of connection between sleep paralysis and ET abductions.
This frightening medical condition is actually much more common than most of us realize.
A lot of people reporting sleep paralysis also claim that they encounter strange beings or strange presence in the room. It's like they're trapped in a dream, but this is real.
I was scared to death. I couldn't move.
Wracked in horror, Terrell is held prisoner, locked in his own body, unable to move.
I was trying to get out of this vulnerable position that I was in. I tried to move my extremities. I was in complete paralysis.
Suddenly, the mysterious and overpowering force releases Terrell.
So as soon as I could move, sure as the first thing I did was I grabbed my gun. And I opened the door. There was nobody there.
I think that a lot of people who have these experiences feel that they're having a mental breakdown. Am I going crazy? What is going on with me?
But Terrell's nightmarish ordeal would be far from over. During the next few days, strange things began to happen.
It was a traumatic time for me. I did not sleep. I was afraid I would wake up in the middle of the night just in a cold sweat. I never experienced anything like that.
Even in the refuge of his apartment, Terrell was not safe and had nowhere to hide from the deeply disturbing things he was sure were happening to him.
It's like 3-something in the morning, and as soon as I wake up, I look at the clock, it says 3:30. And like that, my alarm goes off, and it's like 5:30, and it's time for me to get up to go to work. What happened to those 2 hours? And that happened 2 nights in a row.
Face to face with the unfathomable, stress began to wreak havoc on Terrell's mental and emotional state.
Am I crazy? I don't know what's happening.
Terrell struggled to come to terms with what was happening to him, and it would become even more bizarre as he began to piece together faint, foggy memories of an extraterrestrial abduction.
I always try to write stuff down because as time goes on, you start to forget some intricate details of what happened because it's too astounding.
Terrell's journaling unlocked the door to his nightmarish buried memories.
I remember I watched the movie and I fell asleep. When I woke up, I wasn't in my apartment anymore. I was somewhere else. I don't know if I was in a military installation, if I'm in outer space, I don't know where I'm at. I'm just not in my apartment. And I'm looking through this corridor, and I remember there was something, like a being, much shorter than me, standing there. He didn't have any hair, eyes were all black. So I kind of like was taken aback.
Suddenly, Terrell was stricken with fear when he realized what he was looking at.
I jumped, like my heart jumped, because this is an alien. I certainly don't know where they're from, but they're not human.
And Terrell's experience would bring on a roller coaster of intense emotions.
When you're confronted with something that is not supposed to be real, you react in a primal way, like fight, flight, or you're in shock.
It's very difficult for people to process these incredible experiences. Many people go into denial. It's hard to accept what seems to be unacceptable.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around what happened to me. It was bizarre. I started to question my sanity. I was like, I'm losing my mind.
Growing up, before his terrifying UFO encounter opened up his world to the incredible unknown, Terrell Copeland didn't give much thought to UFOs.
I grew up in the church. My mom is a minister, so that's something that's not taught. It wasn't something I was thinking about, especially as a kid. As you know, I was born in Portsmouth, raised in Suffolk, rural area. Been here most of my life. Joined the military, Marine Corps when I was in the 11th grade. I was on active duty for about 2 years and came back home. This is where I've been ever since.
Shortly after his return from combat, the military veteran began to notice strange lights in the sky. It was then when his thoughts, emotions, and imagination turned to the possibility of extraterrestrials and their incredible flying craft.
This occurred over a 3-night period. And it was just this big, beautiful orb of light that was out in the distance. That second night, I saw it again in the same general vicinity. Big, gorgeous ball of light just sitting there in the air. That really piqued my interest. What is this thing, you know?
Unable to ignore these fascinating and mysterious lights, Terrell hopped in his car to get a closer look.
I ended up in the parking lot of a shopping center, and what I saw was an object that was larger than the whole shopping area, a massive object just sitting there. It was a black triangle.
The military veteran is certain that this was not a terrestrial aircraft. It was eerily silent.
I was absolutely afraid. I couldn't hear anything. No jet noise, no nothing. It was like, what is this? I mean, what's going on here? It started moving maybe a couple miles an hour down the road.
And then it disappeared. It was gone, but the encounter would forever alter Terrell's life.
That sighting changed my foundation as far as beliefs and what I think I know and definitely what I didn't know. And that's what started me on the path that kind of, has anybody else seen anything like this?
Terrell's new mission was to keep an eye to the sky and document the UFO if it ever returned. And in 2007, it did. His footage of the triangular-shaped craft would become one of the most widely shared UFO videos ever.
I was like, man, who gets to witness stuff like this? This is unreal.
Unidentified triangles in the sky, like Terrell's, have been witnessed around the world.
Triangular UFOs are very common. We've had multiple sightings that were triangular UFOs.
One of the most famous sightings of triangle-shaped UFOs was in 1990 in Belgium. Over a period of a few months, several eyewitnesses came forward, claiming they saw anomalous triangle objects in the sky.
In the Phoenix Lights, famous Phoenix Lights scenario back in 1997, that is what many, not all, but many people reported seeing either lights in the shape of a triangle or, in fact, a vehicle of some kind in a triangular shape.
Sightings of these crafts have increased over the years. In 2020, the U.S. National UFO Reporting Center recorded 200 reports of triangle-shaped crafts.
Is a triangle conducive to their purpose, their mode of motion? Is it something to do with their propulsion, the energy fields they create? Can't say.
It's a terrifying possibility to consider that an unknown species appears to have the ability to drop into our lives and abduct us at will.
I became consumed by it. There is something else out there. Are they from outer space? I don't know. They could be from another dimension. They could be from another time.
Terrell Copeland had a difficult experience after he shared his story with the media.
After the newspaper article came out, it was a lot of ridicule. I lost a lot of acquaintances. And I often had spirited arguments with my mom about it. This is an alien. I just knew it from when I saw the typical alien gray that most of us hear about, the black eyes and stuff.
These grays, as they are called, are the most common species that abductees say they have encountered.
They are described, the large bulbous heads, the large eyes, a slit for a mouth, slit for a nose. There have been multiple species identified and described, but the grays are probably the most enigmatic and auspicious of them all.
At first, I was kind of angry. I felt used, but when I look back on it, it's like, it's for the best. It really opened my world up.